Good morning. Ekaro, which means good morning in the Yoruba language. Ekabo, which means welcome in the Yoruba language. I'm very happy to be here. I'm so honored to be invited to be a part of this community, and definitely want to say greetings. So I see Adam. Greetings, Adam. Welcome, Ekabo.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm here exercising this morning.
I see. Get one in there for me. I need some curls and leg extensions and some squats. So do some extras for me, please.
I got you.
Don't you wish it worked that way?
Yeah.
You could send someone in there to do your workout for you and see the results on your body.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Definitely. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, so welcome everyone. People signing in. Ekabo. Ekaro. Good morning. Greetings. A wonderful Sunday morning. I'm hearing it's supposed to be 70 degrees out today. Yes, that's what I'm hearing. And if that's the case, I might do something crazy like wear some sandals outside today. Luckily, I have a pedicure, so I could expose the feet if necessary. Yes, yes. So for folks signing in, Ekabo, welcome. Ekaro, good morning. Just letting folks know, if you need to get a pen and paper, if you're the type that likes to write down notes, please do so. Get a pen and paper. Make sure, if possible, to be sitting in a comfortable place for when we do the meditation segment at the end. So definitely try to do that if possible. So welcome, Ekabo, Ekaro. Yes, yes. I'm really loving the fact that folks are getting up so early in the morning to be a part of this wonderful community. I think it's a beautiful thing. It is so beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. And I see someone else signing in, Joanne. So good morning, Ekaro, Ekabo.
Peace and blessing, family. Good morning.
Peace and blessings. Good morning, Ekaro.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Unmute yourself, Darmone.
Yes. Ekaro, which means welcome in the, good morning in the Yoruba language, and Ekabo, which means welcome. So it is so good to see everyone, and I am so honored to be a part of this community. I see you, Sahu Speak. Yes. Yes. So this is lovely, lovely, lovely. So good to see everyone. And I am so honored to be here. Okay. So today we will be talking about meditation. I wanted to start with a few questions for the audience, just to see where everyone is at with meditation. So the first thing I want to ask, is everyone familiar with meditation? Okay. I'm looking at the answers in the chat. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, what is your definition of meditation? So if someone wants to speak on that, join in. I want to see where everyone is with meditation. What is your definition of meditation? Okay. Yes, Sister Shawnee, sit down, shut up, sink in and breathe. Yes, yes. So I'm asking, okay, quiet introspection. Yes. Connect with God, balance my emotions. Yes, yes. Anyone else want to share their concept? Going within for answers. Yes. Yes. Clear your head and clean your mind. Yes. Yes. Anyone else want to share their definition, their understanding of meditation? Okay. So, quiet the mind, sitting still to connect to spirit. Yes. State of presence. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Connecting with spirit, to strengthen my health. So everyone has wonderful things to say about meditation. So my presentation today is about meditation and people of color, healing and liberation. This is so important. And before I begin this conversation with everyone, being not sitting, okay, yes, I'm seeing this. It's important to get on the same page about what is meditation. So I'd like to start by saying how I learned meditation is that there are several practices that people can involve themselves with to bring them to a state of consciousness that connects you with your divine self. Some people refer to that as your inner essence, your soul, your higher self. There's many names for that, but I'm going to refer to that part of all of us as the soul. Again, our higher selves, our inner essence, our true nature, our divine essence. We're going to use the word the soul. So what I'm seeing now, some people refer to me as a meditation snob, but what I'm seeing now, especially with the apps and meditation becoming more popular, I'm seeing people refer to meditation as a way of de-stressing, reducing anxiety, so on and so forth. And meditation absolutely does those things, but the primary function and purpose of meditation, the way that I was taught, was to connect with your soul. And by doing that, when you connect with your soul, and excuse the cat tail in the background, my cat wants to be a part of the conversation. When you connect with your soul has the answers to all of your questions, and your soul has a solution to all of your problems. And if you engage in these practices of meditation, you can actually, again, find the answers to your questions and the solutions to your problems. So meditation, I think, is so important to us as people of color because we clearly have a lot of issues that we are facing. And what if we were to engage the soul in these problems that we are facing, these issues that we are facing, these challenges that we are facing? What if we engage the soul for solutions, for answers? And that's why I wanted to spotlight this focus on meditation for people of color and liberation and healing. Engaging the soul is essential. So that's why I wanted to see where everyone was in terms of the understanding of meditation. Now I want to ask is how many people here engage in a daily or consistent meditation practice? Please chime in the chat. Ooh, okay. Not seeing anyone chime in. All right. Okay, you do for 5 minutes. Okay, Joanne, thank you. Anyone else have a daily meditation or consistent meditation practice? Okay, Sharina, yes. Okay, Zahura, yes. Okay, sister, yes. Okay, okay, beautiful. All right, so that's really good to have a daily meditation or consistent meditation. Yes, working on one. Anyone who has a consistent, regular meditation practice, what are the benefits that you are seeing from engaging in that practice? Anyone want to share how they feel that they are benefiting from a daily or consistent meditation practice? So I'm
Iya
just waiting to see.
Darmone, do we want to invite any one of the people that said they do have a consistent practice to come off of mute and
Yes,
share?
yes,
Okay.
please, please.
All right, great. So Joanne Morton, you said that you have a practice, you do 5 minutes a day. Are you willing to share the benefits of this daily practice with the community?
Sure, I will. Come on, it's just so early in the morning. I just want to say I'm so grateful for this opportunity to come and join. I love your text to remind us to get up in the morning and do this. So that reminder. But I do affirmation work. So when I do the affirmation work, the mornings that I don't do it, I can feel it. But the mornings that I do it, I just feel so much more ready to take on the day.
Mhm.
And as I grow into my I'm getting, into really doing what I want to do with my life and taking the bigger choices. And I'm an artist and I really want to work on healing the world
Mhm.
through all of the crap that we're going through with my work. And I
Yes.
know that I have to get into a better meditation practice, a longer one, because
Mhm.
that's the only way I'm going to be strong enough to really face these challenges and the fear that so many other people have. I have to connect with the love with other people, with them, with spirit. But one reason why I'm so grateful that you're doing this morning meditation and I've is doing it with other people is where I really want to connect with, because I need, every time I do a group meditation, I feel the power of spirit and everyone involved. And so I've recently connected with somebody and we've been doing a Thursday night meditation every week. And I've never done that, like a weekly meditation with other people. And that has changed my life because I'm looking forward to it. And then one more thing I can talk. I love when I do go into a deep meditation more than 15 minutes, because when you get past that 15 minutes, it's
Yes.
I can't even
Yes.
describe it. It's more than a high. It's more than any other, thing that we can create, with a high, with a shopping experience, with, with a glass of wine or whatever. It's that is so undescribable. And that's
Yes.
what I would like to be better at achieving on a more daily basis.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's a very important point, Joanne. Thank you. You brought up a couple of very, very important points. The benefit of group meditation. So when people come together and you look at power, energy coming together, one battery versus 10 batteries versus 20 batteries. The more people that join, you're adding a battery to the experience, more energy. And everyone benefits. We all share energy, but we also receive energy from the experience. So absolutely, group meditation is very, very beneficial. And you brought up the point also that I wanted to highlight about when you meditate for more than 15 minutes. The way that I was taught meditation is that you want to transcend the everyday mind, the alpha brainwave brain pattern. You want to transcend your personality, your day-to-day thinking. And so for many of us, it takes more than 5-10 minutes to get into that zone of transcendence. That's a very important zone. And when we become proficient at meditation, after about 15-20 minutes, many people can get into this zone that the yogis refer to as samadhi. Brainwave people, people that understand the brain, they look at it as deeper brainwave patterns like delta and theta brainwave patterns. So when you become proficient after consistent meditation practice, after about 15-20 minutes, hopefully many people can get into that zone, that samadhi zone. And that is believed when you get into that samadhi zone of transcendence, that is where you commune with the soul. So that is very, very important. So thank you for mentioning that, the amount of time that it takes to get into that zone. But I want to emphasize once again, that may not be something for beginners to achieve, this samadhi. It takes consistent, regular practice, okay? So someone just asked about brainwave pattern. I didn't see the name in the chat. So according to people that have done, like scientists and doctors, when they do EEG, which is basically measuring the electrical output of the brain, they can measure brainwave patterns. And there are several brainwave patterns that they refer to, such as alpha, theta, delta, beta. So I don't want to get too scientific today. That's something I'll be doing in upcoming workshops, that they'll be talking about today. But in these different brainwave patterns, different activities happen in the brain. So the delta and the theta brainwave patterns are considered the deeper, slower brainwave patterns of the brain, where you are able to transcend your everyday thinking. So for instance, alpha brainwave pattern is more like your mundane thinking. You're running on errands, you're talking on the phone, you're doing work at your job. Most of us spend pretty much our entire waking activities in that brainwave pattern, the alpha brainwave pattern. It's only when we are able to do certain things that we get into the deeper brainwave patterns, such as delta and theta, and that either can happen in sleep or in meditation practices where we transcend that busy, active thinking and we slow down and get into the deeper brainwaves, such as delta and theta. So I hope that's helpful. Any other questions before I go on? Okay, so now that we've talked about some of the benefits of meditation, what I've seen people share in the chat, how meditation has benefited you. What is it that stops you, anyone that has had a hard time beginning a daily meditation practice? What is getting in the way of that? I'm curious. I always love to see what gets in the way of folks starting a daily meditation practice. So please chime in. Easily distracted, yes, yes. And someone can, unmute and share too. Okay. Oh, okay, very interesting. Your father was in a coma. Okay, yes, yes. Time management, yes.
I know one reason. I mean, I'd love to say this out loud just to get out of my head. I know one reason is because I know if I do meditate, I will be stronger and I will connect. And that's a little intimidating sometimes to know
Interesting.
that you're really going to get there, for me.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very interesting. Okay. I haven't heard that one before. I've heard people say that it's hard to sit with themselves, but I haven't heard that it's hard to really, I guess, acknowledge your greatness, connect with your greatness. That's an interesting thing to process. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what I'm seeing in the chat, I saw a couple things, basically time management and being easily distracted. So I get interrupted. Also, my mind keeps going on to different thoughts. So one of the things that I learned when I studied meditation was my background in meditation comes from the practice of yoga. I became a certified yoga meditation teacher in 1994. And the way that I was trained was that the actual practice of hatha yoga, doing postures, stretching the body, was to prepare you for meditation. So now here in the West, yoga is seen as a separate practice from meditation. The postures are seen as a separate practice from meditation. That's not how I was taught. The postures are part or preparation for a sitting meditation. And that helps with this distraction issue. That if you have a chance to stretch the body, prepare the body. Oh, interesting. Someone is actually saying that they can get into the meditation more once they do hatha yoga. So I think that is helpful when people understand that yes, it is hard to just sit, come out of work or whatever it is that you're doing, get up first thing in the morning and just sit and focus your mind. That actually doing postures is the ancient way of preparing yourself for meditation. Yes, you can take meditation with you anywhere. Yes. So the distraction issue, I believe that's why they started to also incorporate this mindfulness practice. A lot of people merge mindfulness with meditation. So the whole concept of mindfulness is non-judgment of your thoughts and being present with your thoughts and feelings in your body. Because I think a lot of people have judgment about that when they sit and meditate, racing thoughts and all these distractions, and that can discourage a lot of people because we have this idea that that's not supposed to be happening, that you're just supposed to sit and automatically go into samadhi, into the zone. So mindfulness is the art of non-judgment. When you have thoughts, when you have distractions, when you have sensations in your body, to just be mindful and present and non-judgmental. And eventually those thoughts and bodily sensations might fade away, So that's why we look at mindfulness also when we meditate. But also the idea that I just discussed, that for many people, when you meditate, it takes a while to get into the zone. And it's probably the same when you exercise. If someone starts running, okay, you don't start to feel the endorphins after 2 minutes of running. It might be 20 minutes in that all of a sudden the endorphins start to flow, you start to feel really good. So it's the same with meditation. It takes a moment to get into the zone. And also to not expect the meditation high every single time. because I think that that could be discouraging for a lot of folks, because as it is with anything, you're not great and phenomenal with things that you do on every day. Some days you have good days, other days it's more challenging, and just to be accepting of that. You know, there might be a day where you just get into this deep, deep zone, and, you know, so many solutions come to you and answers to your questions. And it's just so easy and such a beautiful, euphoric experience. And then the next day, it might be a meditation where there's more distractions, and that's okay. You know, that's meditation ebbs and flows, you know, and just to be in acceptance of that is very important. Yes, it is very important, Joanne, to remember meditation is different every day, because we're different every day. And so it's very important to remember that. Yes, yes. So I wanted to start with how I started meditating. When I first became introduced to meditation, oh, you're welcome, Jacqueline. I was 18 and I was extremely depressed. I had severe depression. I was miserable and I was looking for answers. And I was in college and I saw a flyer, you know, posted about you can learn how to do meditation. And I just jumped, right? You know, something in me, even though I wasn't familiar with meditation, something in me just said, yeah, let's look at this. And so I, you know, took a meditation class and I started incorporating the practices that they shared with me. And every day I would sit with it. And I must say, I was miserable. Oh, yes, yes, I see that. Okay. I don't meditate. Yes. So I was miserable when I first started meditating. I would fall asleep all the time. I remember one time I meditated, fell asleep sitting in my bed and fell out the bed. That's how hard it was. And I really wanted to give up, because I was just like, they say when you meditate, you have this experience and that experience. And I wasn't having it at first. And I was very discouraged, but something in me kept me going, you know, and I did it consistently. And after time, I started to feel what the people were talking about. Like I started to get into the zone, but it took time. It took, you know, me sticking with it. And I did see over time that daily meditation had a great impact on my mood. It was so important to improving my state of mind and my mood. I have a background of severe childhood trauma. And I would say meditation has been instrumental in my healing from childhood trauma and PTSD. It has been absolutely instrumental. I don't know if I would be here. That's how depressed I was. I don't know if I would be here if I had not discovered meditation. So that's how important it has been for me. I think it really saved my life. To have something that I can count on every day that brings me peace, that connects me with my divine self, my soul, I think is a lifesaver. It's absolutely a lifesaver. And we look at things like trauma and PTSD and how significant that is to our community, you know, of especially people of color. I read the book by Joy DeGruy, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. And we walk with intergenerational trauma. Okay, not just our own personal traumas that we've experienced in this lifetime, but traumas from our ancestors, you know, our elders, the people that came before us. Yes, thank you for posting the book. Yes. So yes, meditation has been so important for that, for trauma, for healing, for stress, for depression. And yes, I got a prompt, like we need to invite other people into the conversation. So if someone wants to chime in, I would love to hear what you have to say about what we're discussing so far. So anyone else want to share about meditation?
We have Mother
Yes.
Alistair.
Yes. Ekaro, welcome. Ekabo, welcome.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yes, Mother Amal. Yes, yes.
I'm so sorry. I was figuring out what was going on with my phone. I am so glad that you're having this conversation. That's interesting. I don't know if you're familiar with Landmark, but Landmark is getting ready to do in Detroit area anyway, and in Atlanta, a forum for people of African descent. And the significance to that is that the trauma that we went through, that our ancestors, that's generational, it has to be included because that's part of who we are. That's part of our DNA.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, and this morning I had one Caucasian woman say that the reason why she was afraid of doing Landmark was because she didn't know who she would be at the other side. So I can understand the sister that went before saying that. I don't understand it, but I mean, I hear her. And that is a concern that seems to be for some people, that, you know, who am I going to be? Will I be accepted by my friends, the whole 9 yards? For us, it is healing, honey. For us, it is uplifting our vibration so that we carry on to the next day and pass it on to our generation, so that this stigma and this stuff that we have on us as a result of being enslaved can be shaken off.
Yes.
This morning, I had in my meditation, I actually was a slave. And I actually, I guess it came from the conversation from yesterday, but that does not usually come into my space the next day when I meditate, but it did this morning. And I was so enraged and so outraged how a people can go into our continent and drag us out and say we're not human and to do what they did. And I'm telling you, I had to calm it down. I had to say, you know, Spirit, why are you bringing this into my mind in this meditation? And I tried to shove it off. But then a song came to me. My soul is anchored in the Lord. You know that deep baritone, but my soul is anchored in the Lord. So as a result, that all started lifting. And I didn't know I was going to share all that, but I'm glad I had an opportunity to share it.
Yes. Thank you for sharing, Mother Amal. Thank you so much. That is, that when we meditate, absolutely, we can have these unexpected revelations. Because in our daily conscious mind, we may not have these revelations. Meditation is an opportunity for revelation. You know, our soul, the divine, speaks to us and puts into our awareness something that we need to consider, something we need to know about. So that is very important.
That for me, it was like a purging. It was like a purging. I really do know I have to release it, and it's not all gone, that outrage, but I know I have to release it, and that's what I think Spirit is trying to show me. I have to release it.
That's very important. So when we talk about enslavement of our ancestors, it's very important what Mother Amal brought up, that from previous generations of our enslaved ancestors, we can actually still feel that. Okay, Joy DeGruy talks about that extensively in her book. So our great-great-grandparents could have been enslaved, and we still, generations later, carry the rage, okay? And so you're saying in that meditation experience that's presented to you, and then the emotions of generations ago show up in your meditation experience, okay? To give you an opportunity to have that awareness is so important. And then the question becomes, what do we do with that? I do a lot of trauma healing with folks, because when we say release that emotion, that's an idea, but what is the practice of actually releasing that emotion? So I went on to become trained in EFT, emotional freedom technique and tapping. And I actually, that's the coaching work that I do with people to help them through this practice of tapping, which is tapping on different points in the body to help release trauma and these emotions that come up so that the energy can flow and we could be free of these emotions that hinder us. I think meditation as well as the tapping technique is very important to release this intergenerational trauma of slavery. You know, when they're doing a lot of research on epigenetics, which is the study of genealogy and certain things that affect our genes. Yes, I see that, Zakia. So according to epigenetic studies, they say something that happened 14 generations ago, 14 generations ago, can show up in your genes, okay? So if you have ancestors from 14 generations ago, and let's say that they faced a famine, that can absolutely show up in your genes, in the genes of your lineage 14 generations later. That's how profound trauma is. It could show up 14 generations later. And how do we heal that? How do we resolve that? Is very important. Meditation, according, and you could look this up, meditation actually changes your brain, the formation, the structure of your brain. So just as trauma, you know, they've shown studies how trauma changes your brain. Yes, Sister Shore, I was just about to go there. Trauma changes your brain and has an impact on the structure of your brain in a negative way, so to speak. Meditation can actually change the formation of your brain in a positive way. So just as we've all, as not we've all, but people of African heritage have that intergenerational trauma from post-traumatic slave syndrome. And if we talk about epigenetics, how that can still show up in our genes today, which means it's in the brain. That trauma has impacted the formation and the structure of the brain. A daily meditation practice could actually be medicine for that. It could actually change your brain in a positive way, heal your brain. Meditation also has been shown to extend the telomeres in your chromosomes, which is responsible for the reproduction of DNA in a healthy and in a good way. So in other words, meditation can change your DNA, your chromosomes, in a positive way if you practice it consistently. That's how important meditation is. I mean, I can go on and list the benefits of meditation, and it's just endless. It's medicine. It is, and it's something that we can all do every day, every day. Meditation is medicine. Absolutely. Any other people
Well,
want? Yes,
yeah.
hello.
Yeah, hi. So some shares from Facebook have been dropped into the chat. So I'd like to go ahead and read them to share
Yes,
with
please.
the community. And then after that, there were a couple of other people who said that they meditated consistently. So if you'd like to bring them into the conversation, to ask them about their benefits, that would be great.
Yes.
So Andrea from Facebook said that she appreciates that you can take meditation with you anywhere. So when you forget, you can pull off and go into meditation. She says she has done the one with eyes open and sat in a school hallway during the changing of classes and held to her mission. She says that was powerful.
Beautiful. Yes.
Jim on Facebook says she doesn't meditate consistently due to the business of life, But when she does, she uses a technique to quickly slow down the brainwave cycles.
Beautiful, beautiful. I am so happy to hear that because meditation is medicine. And so whatever people are doing to get that medicine every day, it's inspirational, and that everyone can do this. Everyone can meditate. It is absolutely a beautiful thing. So I'm inspired to hear that people are figuring out ways, even when you're at work, wherever you are, that you are figuring out a way to get into that meditation zone, to quiet the mind, to find peace so that you can face your day. You know, a lot of us, we could be facing some things, you know, some major challenges, and to find a way to center ourselves, to find peace, to connect with our soul, to find healing, I think is amazing. And it's so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I'd like to invite, if you're agreeable, there were 3 other people that dropped in the chat that they consistently meditate. Shireen, Zahura, I hope I'm saying that correctly, and Sista. So if we can ask them to share perhaps the benefits of their meditation practice.
Yes, please.
So let's start with Shireen. Are you still with us, and are you willing to share? Sharina Davis. I'm sorry, I said Shireen. I meant Sharina Davis.
I'm here.
Oh, great.
Greetings, family. For
Greetings.
sure. It's a consistent practice for myself. In the morning, as soon as I rise, I take a moment to center myself outside of the bed and actually just engage in a standing meditation, just to feel the ground and get into my senses. And then the afternoon, especially whether I've been sitting all day or, you know, with folks, getting in the practice of walking meditation where I'm not trying to get anywhere. I'm just in this space of moving and being with my body. And then definitely closing the day with meditation before I go to sleep. And I find that when I start the day like that, I'm not reactive. And I also notice that things come up to be more clearer. Like I notice more sounds. My my senses are a little bit heightened, but in a way where I'm tapping in as opposed to trying to distract myself from it.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's definitely a place of connection for me. So thank you for letting me share.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm inspired to hear, you know, from you, from people who are sharing about their meditation experiences. It's beautiful. It's inspiring. Thank you. Thank you. And we have another person that wanted to share, or they
Yes.
shared in the chat. Yes.
So Zahuru, and please correct me if I'm saying your name wrong.
Is it Zuhura?
You're still muted. So if you can,
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I just recently started a daily practice of meditating. I have COPD, and I use a nebulizer, and I wanted to get in tune to my breathing process, you know, because God gave us the breath of life, and I wanted to control my breathing and to get deep breathing started, you know, and to breathe correctly, like in the nose and out the mouth. And so I use the nebulizer, and I use those I am um, affirmations when I meditate with my cell phone. But when I do meditate, it's like when I get a good 10 minutes in all day, it just feel like I accomplished something, you know, and I did practice on getting my breathing down into my lungs, and that's where what my goals are to connect with my higher power and to be more in tune. And in the day, you know, I don't feel as irritable, you know, and I get enough sleep at night. The previous night, I go to sleep and I try to get about 8 hours of sleep. And it's been so beneficial for me. And I'm glad you did say that it stops your, it gives you endorphins. Could you elaborate on the endorphins? Because I'm really expecting that. I think I do be getting other pleasure feeling from meditating.
Absolutely. So, first of all, thank you for sharing. And I actually have a question for you, but I want to answer your question first. So, when we talk about meditation, and one of the most important, side effects, I'm going to say, of meditation is reducing stress. A lot of people use meditation for stress management because it's shown scientifically that those stress hormones, especially cortisol, get reduced, so we don't feel that sense of stress, anxiety, panic. And the endorphins, the feel good hormones, increase. So the stress hormones decrease, the endorphins, the feel good hormones increase, so that we can have that peace of mind, that good feeling, the happiness, the joy. So in other words, we have physiological responses, hormonal responses that take place during meditation. And it's just amazing. So again, stress hormones go down, such as cortisol, endorphins, feel-good hormones. And endorphins are not the only ones that are increased during meditation. Many of those feel-good hormones increase, so that, again, you have the joy and the peace of mind. So I hope that's helpful. And Sister Zahura,
Yes.
since you've been meditating and you mentioned having COPD, have you noticed any positive effect on your breathing from practicing meditation?
Yes, I have. During the day, unconsciously, when I be doing my daily activities, I noticed that I have taken my breathing uh, treatment, and I go back to the part where I was breathing in and breathing out.
Mhm. Do you notice a less of a reliance on your nebulizer on the days that you do your breathing practices?
Well, on my nebulizer, I do that once a day in the morning. Then
Mhm.
I inhale it for the nighttime. But I might start wheezing or something if I don't take my nebulizer in the morning, and
Mhm.
ignore it.
Okay. Yeah. I could say for me, because I have asthma, that
Hmm.
when I'm very consistent with certain breathing practices, that I notice my asthma absolutely improves. And I'm thinking for a lot of people with breathing issues, asthma, COPD, for instance, by engaging in certain breathing practices. So it has to be very, specific breathing practices,
Hmm.
that you can reduce your reliance on medication and have improved breathing. So I just wanted to put that out there. And this is not, I want to be very clear, I'm not saying that that's a prescription. I'm not giving this as medical advice. I'm not saying for anyone, go off your meds or change your medical protocol, but just to have that in mind, that that could be a possibility, you know, that you see with the practice of certain breathing techniques on a consistent basis. I wonder if that can improve your breathing to the point of maybe less reliance on medication. So just putting that out there, because I've experienced that myself. So I'm just putting that out there as a possibility in the future. So thank you, Sister Zerubbabel. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is interesting, and because I too have asthma, and I don't have a consistent meditation practice, I share the sentiment of others that have dropped in the chat that one of the things that prevents them from having a consistent practice is lack of time, busyness of life. And so I wanted to ask you, because it was raised in the chat, and I think I also saw it on Facebook, that there are different types of, or different ways to meditate. So it could be a standing meditation, like Sharina shared just a few minutes ago. Someone put walking or biking meditation in, they dropped that in Facebook. There's also a active meditation that I believe I saw in the chat that someone does while they go about their day. So what could you offer to the community for people like myself and others who have said, you know, there's no time? How would you respond to that? And what ways could people work meditation into their busy lives?
Yeah, I think that that is a very unfortunate aspect of living in Western society, that many of us are working very, very long days. And how do we make the time? My preference when I teach, you know, meditation classes is to encourage people to meditate first thing in the morning, as soon as you get up in the morning. If it is at all possible to get up a half an hour earlier, if possible, and to meditate first thing in the morning, because once you start your day, it's so easy to get caught up in your activity for the day that then it is hard to make time, you know, for meditation. So that would require for a lot of people going to bed earlier so that they can get up earlier. And a lot of folks say, well, I can't go to bed earlier. So I'll tell you, if you like me, one less Ozark episode from Netflix. You could go to bed earlier. Most people can. I know some people cannot. But when I have really sat and looked at time management for a lot of folks for meditation, I find at night, a lot of times people stay up later at night because they want time, personal time to debrief, de-stress. And a lot of us engage in activities that aren't the greatest things. Like me, I'll be honest, Netflix, okay? What if we said, all right, instead of staying up till midnight and watching Netflix and then struggling to get out of bed, roll out of bed at like 6 or 7 in the morning, and then you oversleep because you're tired, and then you have to jump right into your morning activity, you know, making breakfast, if you have a family, you know, taking care of children, getting children to school, getting to work. What if at night you sacrifice one activity at night, you know, answering emails, on social media late at night? Because most people that I talk to, they're up late at night, either watching TV, talking on the phone, or on social media, okay? If you gave that up, went to bed an hour earlier, got up a half an hour earlier, and meditated first thing in the morning. Or if that can't work for you, you sacrifice that nighttime distraction, again, of social media, TV, answering emails, talking on the phone, and did that meditation before you went to bed at night. That's the other option. I think that's where the time is. That thing you do at night that keeps you up late is usually, if you sacrifice that time, that could either be your meditation time before bed, or you sacrifice that time, go to bed earlier and get up earlier so you can meditate. I find for most people, if they deal with that nighttime activity, they can create time to meditate. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yes. And you also mentioned that people were talking about the different variations on meditation, standing and different meditation practices. So again, I have been referred to as a meditation snob. So I'll say that right off the bat. I think I am biased because I'm a meditation snob, because for me, the way I was trained in meditation is that the goal is samadhi. The goal is the transcendence of the everyday mind and getting into that deeper brainwave pattern, that deeper consciousness, and connecting with the soul. So I know today a lot of people do things, the apps, the headspace, the babbling brooks and the birds chirping and the ocean waves and different types of things, are marketed as meditation. That's not how I was trained in meditation. I was trained that meditation is silence, okay? That you are able to get into that transcendence zone through silence. So I'm not that I'm against anything that anyone does to find peace, to find joy, to have stress reduction and relaxation throughout the day. I'm all for it. I am not sure, unless I talk to each person personally about their meditation practice, I'm not sure if it would fit my definition or understanding of meditation. I see, we're definitely going to start the meditation in a few minutes. I saw the prompt, but I want to say how I learned meditation. In 1994, I became a certified yoga and meditation instructor. I was at an ashram. I lived in a tent for 2 months. The yogis and the swamis would wake me up at 4:30 in the morning, and I was not a happy camper. Literally happy camper, that's a little little joke there, because I was in my tent, drag me out my tent, and we would do hatha yoga, the asanas, and meditation starting at 5 a.m. every morning in silence, okay? That's how I learned meditation. I learned that meditation is a practice of asanas, postures, as well as pranayama, which are the breathing techniques, that certain postures and breathing techniques, okay, and chanting of mantras help to bring you into this zone of samadhi, deeper consciousness. That's how I learned it. I'm not saying that that is the only way at all. And I'm sure there are many good techniques out there that bring people into the zone, but I got to see it. I've been teaching meditation for almost 30 years. So a lot of what I've seen, quite honestly, from me, and again, I'm biased, I feel like a lot of it is gimmicks. Will they help you to relax and feel better? Absolutely, which is a good thing. Is that meditation? Is that taking you into deeper brainwave consciousness and samadhi? I don't know. I'd have to discuss it with each person personally. So I hope that answers that. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. We are approaching the 8 o'clock hour. So I'd like to give you the opportunity to bid farewell to our community members who need to roll off. And then after we have done that, Sweetness has her hand raised. So if it's okay with you, we can go to her before we proceed with the rest of what you have to share.
Yes, thank you. So it is approaching 8 a.m. and if folks need to sign out, thank you so much for attending and being a part of this presentation. I hope to engage with you in the near future. My contact information is there. You can always contact me if you have questions or anything that you want to discuss. So thank you. And yes, let's hear from Sweetness before we transition into the actual meditation segment.
Grand rising, peace, love,
Peace.
and
Yes.
light to the family and to the
Yes.
community. Thank you so much for your time and your energy, beloved. So
Thank
what
you.
I wanted to share with the community was I've been drinking cinnamon water for about 10 days now, and it's been helping with my circulation. So with several things that happened during the woo, we are going to the floor, we're doing breathing, we're going inside to purge, to grow, to stretch, expand. And so what my body was telling me, there are some blocks. And the cinnamon water is really helping with that. So I wanted to throw that out there for those who are still suffering from things. And that cinnamon water, I boil the water and I put 2 sticks of cinnamon in it, and then I cover it, let it simmer, and I sip it. And whatever I don't drink while it's warm, I drink cold, and it's really been helpful. I want to throw that out there. Also, as far as this is my experience, is that my bills didn't drop from the sky. My schedule didn't drop from the sky. So my schedule will be, because I made my schedule. And so for me, I'm putting myself priority. I have a priority list and I'm on the top. And that was because of many years of trying to navigate through this syndrome that we have going on, the slave syndrome. And so I was not just sick and tired of being sick and tired, my body had crashed. So that's what I want to say, is that let's know that we are as important as our neighbor. And if I'm not healthy, I can't help my neighbor. And then if I'm sick, someone needs to come help me. So who's going to come help me? And then the other thing is that I know we've heard this before. However, I want to say it, and probably I'm saying it to myself, is the things that we put in our body that's causing inflammation, that is causing the dis-ease, that does not allow us to even have a vision of our divine self. I have to have a view that I'm divine to even go toward it. I have to believe I'm worthy of being healthy and seeing myself healthy to even go toward it. I was exposed to tapping years before I met Shawnee for the very first time. So I'm saying, as we genuinely lean toward wholeness, pay attention to the signs that the help is coming, that the help is right there, and all we need to do is see it and hear it and believe it. And with that, I can't even say that I'm complete, but I will stop. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing. So you brought up a few very important things. You are absolutely correct that in order for us to seek the divine, we have to know that we are divine. We have to know that there's something divine within us out there to strive for that. So that is a very, very important point, to acknowledge that we are divine beings, to acknowledge divinity so that we can strive for that. Very, very important. And making ourselves a priority. Yes, that was very important. Making this divine connection, this self-care, a total priority in our lives is so important, because we prioritize what we want. You're absolutely right. You know, when we look at our schedules and look at our days, we prioritize what is important to us. So that is absolutely true. I'm glad that you shared that you're having a good experience with cinnamon water. What I would like to say, that cinnamon is a very hot, what we say in Chinese medicine, yang herb. So it is not indicated if you have high blood pressure or for women with hot flashes going through menopause. Cinnamon can get those hot flashes going. So it's very good when people share their personal experience and how they're benefiting from herbs and different substances, but just for everyone else to be mindful that one thing that could be good for someone else might not be good for you. So just keep that in mind. And so with that, unless there's any other questions or shares, I'd like to start with the meditation segment, or if there's anything else that I need to share about before we meditate, please let me know.
No, there's acknowledgement for what has been shared in the chat, but I don't see any questions that have been raised.
Okay, good. All right, so
I have a
we are,
quick question. Sorry.
yes, yes,
What
please.
if you don't have access to quiet right now? Is that you can still do this activity?
Yes, just try the best you can. You know, keep in mind when we meditate, just do the best you can. You know, no judgment. I don't think any of us would have the perfect environment for meditation every time. You just do the best you can. That's fine. Okay, so if you are able, please sit in a comfortable chair if you have access to that now, in a comfortable space if you have access to that now. And as you're sitting, if you're like me with glasses, you can remove your glasses, place your feet firmly on the ground, shoulders pressed down, but in a relaxed way, just kind of like relaxing, allowing the shoulders to drop. And even if you need to just kind of roll them a little bit to loosen them up, that's fine. You can have your hands resting in your lap and your head is centered, okay? So in other words, you're not drooping the head, your head is centered so that your windpipe can be open for breathing. Very important. So we're sitting comfortably, eyes closed. And what I like to start with is 3 cleansing breaths to let go of any stress or tension. So big breath in and big breath in and big breath in and and now with that, we're going to go into slow, deep belly breathing. If you want, you can place one hand over the navel. Again, the eyes are closed. And as you inhale, the navel expands and pushes out. As you exhale, the navel goes in. So we're doing deep belly breathing. As you breathe in, the belly expands. As you exhale, the belly goes in. So we're bringing the awareness of the breathing to the belly. A lot of times we can breathe in the chest and the upper part of the torso. We are now bringing the awareness of the breathing to deep belly breathing. So again, if you want, your hand is on your belly, on your navel, breathing in, expanding the belly, exhaling, and the belly goes in. And let's practice slow, deep belly breathing in silence for a moment. So you're breathing through your nose only, if possible, deep down into the belly. And allow each breath now to become slower and deeper. Breathing through the nose, you're sitting up nice and tall. Your head is centered, shoulders pressed down. Breathing in and the belly expands. Exhaling and the belly goes in. And now what we're going to try is what I refer to as one of the Zazen breathing techniques. We're going to exhale twice as long as we're inhaling. If you inhale for 3 counts, you would exhale for 6. If you inhale for 4 counts, you would exhale for 8. We are exhaling twice as long as we're inhaling, breathing through the nose only, deep down into the belly. So let's practice that in silence for a moment. As we are doing this Zazen breathing, exhaling twice as long as we are inhaling, I'm going to guide you through a visualization. Imagine seeing a white light coming from a divine source. The white light represents peace, healing, balance, centeredness, goodness, all coming from a divine source. And see that white light filling up your home or wherever it is that you are right now. Just see that white light filling up the space with healing, with peace, with joy, wisdom, love, all good things. This white light is just filling up the space that you're in. See the white light surrounding you, filling up your aura with peace, with healing, with joy, with wisdom, with love. Just see yourself surrounded by this white light. It's just so bright and healing, warm and beautiful. The space that you're in is filling up with this white light. Your aura is filling up with this white light. And you're continuing to do this Zazen breathing. Just take a moment to focus on that. Imagine breathing in this white light. And as you inhale it, it's filling up your lungs, your body, and your entire being with healing, with peace, with joy, with love. Breathe in this white light and allow it to fill you up. And as you exhale, imagine releasing any tension or stress, anything that you need to let go of back into the white light where it can dissolve and transform into something good. So you're breathing in this white light, allowing it to fill up your lungs, your body, your entire being with this beautiful white light energy. And then as you exhale, breathe out, let go of anything that's holding you back, anything that's stressing you. Exhale it out into the white light so it can dissolve and transform into something good. And let's practice that in silence for a moment. If everyone could be muted, that would be great. And let's bring our awareness back to the breath. Big breath in and now I'd like to go into chanting as a way of meditation, focusing on a mantra, which is a sound vibration. That's not a word that has any particular meaning, but a sound and a vibrational aspect that helps you to remain centered and focused during meditation. One of the mantras that I've used is a very simple one. It's Om, O-M, and we could chant Om out loud 3 times. After that, you can chant Om silently and internally while doing the Zazen breathing. Okay, so big breath in, and we can all chant Om 3 times if you like. Breathe in. Om. 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 Now observe silent meditation, chanting Om silently and internally while doing your deep belly breathing, your Zazen breathing. As we sit in silence and in stillness, the answers to our questions can be revealed. The solutions to our problems can be revealed in silence. I'm going to put out a question to everyone here and continue your silent meditation and see what comes to you. And the question is, what do I need to focus on today that would be for my highest good? That's a question that you can ask yourself. What do I need to focus on today that will be for my highest good? And continue your breathing and silent chanting of Om, and let the answer be revealed to you. The next question is, whatever problem I am facing for today, what is the solution? What is the next right action? So this is the question for anyone here that you could pose to yourself. If I am facing a problem or a challenge, what is the next right action for today? What is the solution for today? And continue to sit in silence, chanting Om, doing your Zazen breathing, and see what comes to you. And let's bring the awareness back to the breathing. Big breath in. And keeping the eyes closed, we are going to close out the meditation, chanting Om out loud 3 times, and then observing silence, chanting Om silently and internally with the Zazen breathing. Big breath in for Om. 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 And let's bring our awareness back to the breathing. Big breath in. I give thanks for this opportunity to be with this wonderful community. I hope that this meditation experience has been mutually beneficial for everyone here. And I hope that this meditation experience will encourage everyone to develop a meditation practice, to learn meditation, and to have this as a daily part of your life. I thank you again. Ashe. Big breath in. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. You can shake out the arms and legs and come back onto camera. And I know we are at 8:32, so I can stay later if anyone has questions or comments or anything that you want to share. So, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. If anyone wants to join in and talk about how it felt to do this brief meditation, if there's anything that you want to share, please come on camera. You're welcome, Sharina. Yes. Yes, Sister Zakia. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kasia. Yes. Anyone want to come on camera and just share about the brief?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Iya Darmone. Let me just share some of what's been dropped in the chat. And we
Yes,
do have
please.
one raised hand that we can go to. So
Yes.
Jacqueline said, thank you. She released pain, anger, and judgment, especially judgment.
Ooh, yes.
Several others have thanked you in the chat. And then we have another comment from Cassia. I hope I'm saying that correctly. The breathing techniques were incredible. So thank you. Mama Amal, you have your hand raised. Would you like to share?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, when you said visualize a white light, I have a hard time visualizing white light. The closest I get is to a real pale blue. Does that signify anything?
I think, the white light is a general light for everyone to experience, but whatever light comes to you that represents peace and healing is fine.
Okay.
Blue is a very healing kind of energy. So if you saw blue and it brought you peace, I'm fine with it.
I am too.
I hope you are too.
Indeed, indeed. And maybe this morning white didn't come to me because from my earlier indigo, from my
Yes.
early meditation early this morning with that anger, maybe that's the light that is permeating the rest of the day, is just healing that outrage, healing that anger. So
Yes.
I'm gonna go with that, girl.
Go with that.
Make it mean anything I want, as long as it moves me to another higher vibration. So thank you so much for this. I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. White is a light that actually includes all the colors. Okay. That's something about white. And so if you see anything in that spectrum, you're still actually accessing white light because it includes all colors. So whatever you needed to see today that brings you peace and healing is fine. I'm trying to talk and look at the chat. But I just want to thank everyone. Yes, stillness. Okay, thank you. You said awesome time of stillness. The questions were profound. Thank you, Catherine. Yes, yes.
So I can share for you some of the
Yes,
other
please.
comments that were dropped in from Facebook.
Yes, please.
So Andrea on Facebook said, wow, renewed. Purple shared that she saw two little organs flash in the darkness when she was meditating. And she asked, what does that mean?
Two little organs, meaning like what type of organs? If she can share.
Well, are you in the space? Can you come off of mute?
Yes, I can. Good morning.
Good morning,
everyone, and woo. I love y'all. I think it was one little kidney and one little liver. It's so strange.
That's interesting. Does that mean anything for you? Because I asked two questions in the meditation. Are you experiencing any health challenges or? Yeah.
I am. I just had an endoscopy last week and I was reading the findings yesterday. I didn't see anything around liver and kidney. I didn't realize it, but once how systems go, they start, having a domino effect on other systems.
Yeah. Well, feel free to email me and we can discuss this more. But I truly believe when we meditate, especially the way that I teach meditation, is that we are accessing our divine selves, the soul. And the soul can lead us to solutions, to answering our questions. And sometimes it comes to us in meditation. It's not like you get a billboard sign every time. It's like, you have to do, sometimes the revelations come in bits and pieces, fragments, pieces of a puzzle, and as you meditate consistently, maybe other things will be revealed. So I recommend people, that's why I was suggesting to have a pen and paper so you can journal. So maybe you could write this down, and maybe when you meditate tomorrow, something else will come to you, and you keep meditating and more answers will be revealed. So it's complete. Maybe after a week, it'll be complete and everything comes together. So that's how I like to say it, because very rare do I hear that people actually see a billboard like, this is the answer to your problem. It's usually glimpses and pieces. So I hope that's helpful. And anyone, if you have additional questions, as was mentioned, I'm doing a 4-part How to Meditate series, so that anyone that wants to learn how to meditate can do the 4-part series and learn the basics, so that when you complete the series, you can actually start your own daily meditation practice. So, feel free to contact me if you're interested. And I'm also doing a spring solstice meditation on Monday, the 21st. So, please contact me, and I'd love to give more information. Yes, any other shares or questions? This is awesome. I want to hear from folks. And if you have questions or anything you want to share, let me know, please.
Yeah, this is Shawnee. First of all, thank you for all that you've done in this session. So powerful. Jacqueline actually dropped in the chat something that I was going to speak on about those 2 organs, because as a metaphysician, people think about this, will say this, but don't necessarily make the correlation. You know how you're afraid, like when I'm performing, sometimes I have to pee over and over again because that's fear taking its space. And that's my kidneys responding to the stimuli that are in the airspace. So just thinking about purple and those 2 organs, like Jackie said, they're about filtration, releasing toxins, fear for the kidneys, holding on to toxic emotions and low vibrational experiences, trauma, because we've been talking about that. So I just think it's so powerful that those 2 organs show themselves, because it's more than just what's happening with the physical body. It's about spirit and emotional states of being, and our ancestral stuff, which you led with, Iya Darmone, when you were talking about the fact that we have the choice to heal 16 generations back based on what our ancestors experienced and weren't able to purge and heal. But we have the opportunity because we have all these tools available to us in a level of consciousness that they did not have. So I'm complete.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm very careful for me to, people ask me all the time about dream interpretation and interpretation of symbols and things that they see. And it's been my experience, I'm careful to comment, because what someone's symbols mean to them could mean something totally different for me. So Sister Shawnee, that is absolutely true, that there are metaphysical possibilities when you see organs. Yes, in Chinese medicine, the kidney is associated with fear, but it's also associated with essence, your primordial essence, your prenatal essence. It's associated with the energy that fulfills your body to live. It's also associated with growth and reproduction and fertility. So the kidney, according to Chinese medicine, has all of the Western medicine function, but it also has growth, reproduction, and giving your body its essence. It's very important. So many possibilities with the kidney. Liver is associated in Chinese medicine with anger, that's the emotion, but it's also associated with all of the Western medicine, functions, the filtration and blood sugar and so on and so forth. But it also moves the blood, stores and moves blood, okay? And the liver for women, if you're still menstruating, is in Chinese medicine at least, is very much connected to your menstrual flow, okay? So there's so many possibilities of what it could mean for each person. And it's good to throw out this information so people can reflect on what it means to them. But I never directly interpret what people's symbols mean for them, because what it might mean for me could be totally different for what it means to the person. So I encourage you to continue to do your meditation and see if those symbols start to reveal the meaning and significance to you even more. Because what it means to you can be revealed if you focus. Yes, yes, thank you. Please share any more comments, because I'm trying to talk and read the comments. So, but if you share them with me, I'd love to hear and respond. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, so Iya Darmone, the comments that are being dropped in now are continued thanks and acknowledgement for what you've shared. And then others have repeated some of what you have said in the chat.
Yes, thank
So
you.
I don't see any other questions. It is 8:44 now.
Yes.
Would you need any more time to share?
What I want to say, I'm pretty much complete. I hope everyone had an opportunity to see what it is to sit in silence. You know, which might be different from what others have experienced in their meditation practices. Sitting in silence, being with yourself in silence. So I hope everyone has had a good experience just sitting in silence, and how silent meditation, how that could benefit you if you were to incorporate this, excuse me, into a daily practice. So thank you, Jacqueline. She said she loved the silence. So this was beautiful, and also group meditation. You know, I hope everyone felt the benefit of sharing this meditation experience together. So with that, I'm complete, unless there's any other questions or comments. Yeah, so please email me if you have questions or comments that you want to share with me after this. Email me or text me on my phone. And if you want to join the spring solstice meditation, which I guess Nigel will tell you more about that, you know, please contact me. And I'm doing the 4-part meditation series. One thing I didn't mention, I'm a homeopath, life coach, specializing in trauma and using tapping and meditation to help people deal with trauma. I'm a certified homeopathic practitioner. I have also studied Chinese medicine. So if anyone has health concerns or wants to deal with trauma, life coaching, healing, please contact me. If you want to find out about classes, contact me. I would love to hear from you. If you just want to say hello, contact me. I would love to hear from you. So I'm complete.
All right, great. I have already gone ahead and dropped your contact information in the chat a couple of times, but before we move on to showing it on screen, why don't you share with the community what you have by way of your special offer?
Yes, yes, thank you. So my special offer, I am doing a spring solstice meditation ceremony virtually on March 21st, which is a Monday evening at 7 p.m. The actual spring solstice is Sunday the 20th, but the solstice lasts for, spring equinox, I'm sorry, I meant to say that, spring equinox. It lasts for 3 days, so we'll be doing it on the second day of the equinox. So for the first 3 people that contact me, you can join for free. Otherwise, it's $30. So please contact me right away if you want to get that free offer, okay, to join us for this spring solstice meditation. I would love for you to join us.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Have it queued up here.
I think, you know, I worded it improperly. It is not the solstice, it is the equinox. So that's my bad. It is the spring equinox.
Okay.
Yes, so first 3 people to contact me that are interested in joining that, and it's virtual on Zoom. You get to come for free, first 3 people, and it is actually the spring equinox.
All right. So the email family is right here on your screen. It was also dropped in the chat. So avail yourselves of this generous offer. And Iya, tell us more about your series that's taking place in April.
Yes, so I will be teaching a 4-part meditation series in April on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. I will, you know, for anyone that's interested, I will definitely send you the details. I think it is very important how to look, you know, meditate properly. These days, I know a lot of people are doing YouTube and apps. Again, I'm a meditation snob, so I'm not a fan of DIY meditation. You know, I think that in order to learn how to do it properly, it's good to have a teacher. It's good to have proper instruction so you can learn breathing techniques, you can learn the philosophy. And in this 4-part series, I will be teaching basic breathing techniques, basic meditation techniques, basic information about how to meditate properly, so that when you finish it, the 4-part series, you should be able to have your own daily meditation practice, knowing how to meditate properly. And my background is, again, I have been a certified yoga and meditation teacher for almost 30 years. So I have a lot of experience teaching people how to meditate. I will literally look at you on screen to see if you're breathing properly. You can't get that from YouTube. You can't get that from Headspace. You know, and just be checking in with people about how they're breathing and incorporating the techniques. I want everyone to walk away from this knowing how to meditate properly. So that will be coming up in April. If you contact me, I will send you the information and you can have friends join in. I think it's I feel like that's part of my life mission. You know, I really want, meditation has been so good to me, and I really would like to teach others how to do it properly. Yes, so here's my contact information, everyone. The best way to contact me is either by email or to text me on my phone. Yes, I am on Facebook and Instagram, but if you inbox me, I don't always see it very quickly. So the best way, again, text me or email me. That's the best way to contact me. And I would love to share information with you about my services, about meditation classes, about the spring equinox meditation ceremony. I would love to hear from you. So please take down my contact information and contact me. Yes. Yes. And so please, I am a huge, huge proponent of reciprocity. That's how we build community, by reciprocity and balance. So it would be absolutely wonderful for folks to send donations, whatever you're inspired to give. If you felt like what we did today was beneficial, please share to the best of your ability. You know, it's reciprocity, giving and receiving, and keeping that balanced flow is so important and so very much appreciated. So thank you. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so you're going to read this, Nigel?
I can share if you want to pass the baton. I can certainly share. And thank you for what you have shared so
Thank
far
you.
this session. We appreciate it. So family, tomorrow, Tiffany will be back with us doing part 2 of Imposter Syndromes Unmasked. So join us tomorrow for what we call our abbreviated or shorter session. Same start time, and the session is 30 minutes. Then on Tuesday, Dion will be back with us. Dion Monsanto will be back with us for 101 ways to live life in joy. So please do come back and join us for these other powerful sessions led by some other powerful WOO community members. If this is your first time, and I saw someone drop in the chat that it was her first time, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing space and energy with us today. We appreciate your presence and we welcome you to come back and join us again. WOO is a community where we come to learn, elevate, and ascend, and we need you and others to join us as we do that. This is our schedule for the newbies and those that need a reminder. We are here again in the Zoom space and streaming on Facebook Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 to 8:30 and Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 7:30. So join us in the Zoom room and you can watch us as we stream live on Facebook. The I Choose campaign. Shawnee, are you in the space? Do you want to speak to this slide?
Sure, girl, you know I'm up in here.
I can't see. Well, you know, I'm sharing the slide, so I can't see.
Yeah, I'm here. So family, as a reminder, and also for those who are in the space for the first time, welcome. We have a campaign that we are doing in conjunction with the WOO Anthology, which is a book that's a compilation of stories that we're sharing about our journey with Wake Up Everybody. For those of you who are new and those of you who are seasoned in the space, just a reminder that we have been in this space. Today is day 500, what was it? 26, 36, 536. Oh my God. And it's amazing, like going from day 1 to this day. And we're coming upon our anniversary on March 29th. It'll be 2 years that we've been doing this sacred work of mind, body, spirit transformation. And so the I Choose campaign is a demonstration of how we have chosen again and again to heal, to elevate ourselves, to ascend, like our WOO mantra and slogan speak of. So you're invited to share what your choosings have been on this journey, whether it's day 1, you know, I choose to show up, or I choose to stay woke. You know, I have our song that we use as an opening. And so some of those terminologies, being discerning and transforming, like whatever your I choose statement is, we want to invite you to put that in our document, the survey, and then also we're going to follow up to ask you to record a short video to speak about what you have chosen in this WOO community and how that has transformed your life. And then a reminder, we landed on a title based on the votes from this awesome community. So our title for the anthology is Wake Up Everybody, a community's choice to learn, transform, and ascend. So that's you, family. So bit.ly/I choose WOO, and fill out the form, and then we'll follow up so that we can get the videos in motion and then have them to present on our anniversary day. So we're excited about that. So y'all, please don't hesitate, fill it out. Let's make moves, let's make magic, and continue to do what we know how to do in this space. And I'm complete.
Thank you, Shawnee.
Welcome.
So we still have WOO swag. So here is the bit.ly address for the WOO swag store. Go there, water bottles, coffee mugs, tote bags, they're there and available for your purchase. Check out the new swag that's also available and purchase your swag, show it, take a picture, post it on our Facebook page to show the other family members what you have. All right, in support of WU, in support of our community. Finally, thank you so much for being here. As I mentioned, our community cannot be one without you. So stay in touch with us. Here are the various ways to be in touch with us, to register and connect online. And we also have an email address. So comments, suggestions, questions, we welcome it all. At this time, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If you're new here, this is where in the program we share energy, thanks, expressions of gratitude for our facilitator of the day, which is, Iya Darmone. So feel free to unmute yourselves and thank her through your voice.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
Woo, yeah.
Excellent session. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Some great exercise.
Thank you so
For the
much.
meditation.
Thank you.
Grounding experience. A love offering. Thank you so much.
Let's move forward, everybody, and y'all have a blessed day.
Clarity, strength. I love it. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon. Well, bye everyone.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
A million times plus one.